Why do you have so many plans and so little to show for them? Why does the energy hit so hard in the beginning and disappear before anything real gets built? And why, no matter how many times you restart, how many systems you try, how many Monday mornings you treat like a fresh beginning, does the cycle keep repeating? If those questions feel familiar, this video is specifically for you, because the answer isn't what most people think it is. And once you see it clearly, the version of yourself that keeps planning and never executing will finally start to make sense. Most people diagnose this as a discipline problem, a motivation problem, a character flaw they've been carrying since school. They try harder, plan better, wake up earlier, download another productivity app, and the cycle continues not because they aren't trying, because they're solving the wrong problem. Here's what's actually going on. Your brain is constantly running a risk calculation in the background, not consciously, automatically. And the calculation isn't about effort, it's about identity. It's asking one question every single time. If I try this and it doesn't work, what does that say about who I am? For someone with small ambitions, that risk is manageable. You try, you fail, you adjust, you move on. The identity cost is low because the expectation was never that high. But for someone who has spent years privately believing they're capable of something exceptional, the calculation is completely different. Trying means exposing that belief to reality, and reality might disagree. So instead of risking the thing that feels most true about yourself, your brain does the only logical thing it can. It doesn't let you try. Not through fear, through friction, through the sudden urge to clean the apartment when the work is waiting, through the 15-minute scroll that becomes an hour, through the plan that gets rebuilt instead of executed. None of that is weakness. That is your brain running a protection program it genuinely believes you need. You felt this without naming it. The project you've been circling for months, researching without starting, building the perfect conditions that never quite arrive. The goal you describe to people with full conviction, then do nothing about the moment you're alone. The morning alarm you set with genuine intent and silence with genuine relief. None of that is laziness. That is a person protecting the most valuable thing they own, the belief that they are still capable of more. Here's the part nobody tells you. The protection doesn't work. Every day you don't start, the gap between your self-image and your actual output grows wider. The ambition stays, the evidence of it doesn't. And over time, the weight of believing you're capable while proving the opposite day after day becomes something no amount of planning can lift. The avoidance isn't protecting you from failure, it's producing a slower, quieter version of it. So how do you break the protection program? Not by finding more motivation, not by deeper purpose or a better morning routine. You break it by shrinking the identity cost of the first action until your brain no longer reads it as a threat. This is why people who consistently execute don't talk about their goals in terms of outcomes. They talk in terms of the next physical thing. Not, I'm going to build a business. I'm going to send one email before noon. Not, I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to walk for 20 minutes this morning. Not, I'm going to create something meaningful. I'm going to open the document and put one sentence down that didn't exist yesterday. The action is small enough that failing it doesn't threaten anything. And that is exactly the point. You are not lowering your ambition. You are routing around the protection mechanism your brain built to defend it. Once you are moving, once there is actual evidence that you do the things you say the mechanism loses its grip because it was never protecting your potential. It was protecting a story about your potential. And stories lose power the moment reality starts telling a different one. Tonight, pick one thing you have been circling, not your biggest goal, the one with the longest gap between how often you think about it and how little you have actually done. The one that has been quietly draining you just by sitting there. Find the smallest possible physical action. Something so small, it would feel almost embarrassing to fail at. Do it tomorrow before you check your phone, before the day becomes someone else's priority and the protection program has had time to warm up. Not because small actions build great things overnight, because every day you have real evidence that you are someone who does what they say. The part of your brain that has been holding you still has a little less to protect. The ambitious version of you that you keep planning to become doesn't arrive through a bigger goal or a better system. It arrives the moment your actions start agreeing with what you already believe about yourself. That gap has been open long enough. One action tomorrow is how it starts to close.